Hello every Sigmas in the world or my viewers. Today we are going to look at what if civilization restarted part 3. And yes, I do update the provinces every day. I do update the provinces every day. Okay, yes. Hopefully that's enough writing for you. Now let's get to the video. Okay, here we go. So first, we're gonna start on this weak country here. Now you know this country is very weak. Well, it did actually manage to make a naval landing. And that naval landing is somewhere around here. So let me get my brush setting up. Set the size and now select that color. So they do make a small landing here, but they immediately die. But it is still owned by the government as like a claim of some sort, and they do expand it. Yeah, over the next couple of years, they do take the entirety of this island. So yes, they're not that weak anymore. And they're gonna go around the coastline of Cambodia here and Thailand. And they finally do a sweep inside. Not much, but they do quite a lot. They will try to follow the tracks of this country here. And speaking of this country, they're gonna take some more islands. Okay, I wanted to use the bucket tool, bro. What the fuck is wrong with me? So anyways, they captured these islands, cutting off this country from getting any further. And now we have our own Indonesia here. Yeah, they have a lot of colonies. They also take this island of the Philippines. This map does not contain the Philippines, sorry. But anyways, they do make a couple. And yes, but this country has made a mistake. Because you guessed it, some of these islands will break away and create almost modern day Indonesia. Just these 3 islands, well, only these 3. There are no provinces here, so we can put the capital anywhere. Let's put it right on the shore, on the main island. No, actually, they might put it on the center so that they can transport all the goods. Yeah, they put it on the center island and so that they can easily transport stuff. But if they were here, then they would have to transport there. They can go there. So more things needed to transport. So yes. Now the longest distance ever traveled here was probably like this to this to this, or maybe like this to this. Yes. So these are the longest routes taken. Yeah, and some ships do fail, 12%, and that's why the red country took these parts. But the red country feels a little bit more hungry for some more. So the red country gives a surprise attack from the behind of this orange country. And yes, this country does have a lot of population, but they do manage to encircle the major city of it, and the red country does manage to take it. They go along the coastline, taking all these major cities with ease because the forces also came from behind. And then we can work out a peace treaty between these 2 countries. And the peace treaty looks something like this. Here's it with provinces. But you might see this province here. Well, the red country did not take all of it. So what will the red country do? It will create a new province, splitting this in 2. So yes, countries can make their own new provinces, like what the red country just did here. Okay, I actually might fill this pocket here. Yes, the red country also has this major city. And let's just get rid of this ugly provinces map. That belongs to the red country. Yeah, certified. I hate these borders. Let me fix them a little. Yes, more rigid, more natural looking. So yes, this is how they look right now. And now we are gonna move to Europe, somewhere elsewhere. A new country will pop up somewhere. So this slime country here, everybody likes them, but but only 8% population living here want to go deeper into Africa and settle their own African nation. So they'll stick around to the coasts. Okay, they also discover Sardinia. No, that's not Sardinia. What the hell is wrong with my mind? And they go around the coast. They do discover Sicily, mainly for food and resources, and they do the same with this, and they continue transporting foods and goods from both of these areas. So yes, there's like a big network of transportation going on. They do reach here and they colonize this island, and yes, they come here. So now we need to make our own country here, and let's make a pink one. Why don't we have a pink country in this map? So yes, it's from all of these 3 countries here. They want to go to the hotter places, so they do settle here. Yeah, that pink is as hell is here. They do take the islands they explored, and their capital will actually be on Africa. Because they want them to be the first African nation, so they will put their capital right there. The capital, I like how the capital is literally encircled by a layer of pink. So the pink country here will continue doing some exploration. Yeah, let's make our brush the size of 4, and they will also follow tracks where they have fallen just to make their country a little bit wider, but they can't go too deep because of the African or Sahara Desert. Yeah, Sahara Desert. Anyways, enough yapping around with my pencil. Let's continue. So they do make themselves a nicely thick little strip of discovered land, and the countries, they will let them go because it's only 6% of the population. Speaking of 6% of the population, more people are coming from these people, especially the people living right on this part here. So people from all 3 countries, yeah, they're going. And meanwhile, through that, more and more places get discovered. Like through this tiny little route here, the blue countries discover some. And eventually this little area gets discovered. So yes, Africa does get discovered, and these guys know how to tackle the desert, but it's just a little bit hotter here, so no big deal for them. But it's definitely a deal who likes cold areas, especially you. Speaking of you, they're gonna make a naval landing in Africa. Yes, they're gonna put their colony right here, and they'll actually invade this island here just for easier transportation. Right now the closest, okay, no, they're not gonna invade. They could just connect that up, but they will do invade it. So yes, that island is now yours, and this pink country is very scared about this country, just like pink. So they'll go from this little thing to this big thing. This is not big, it's just an average sized country, kind of like Bangladesh. And speaking of Bangladesh, we're gonna update them right now. So Bangladesh continues to discover this part, and they do explore south, hoping to meet with the border of Vietnam. It's gonna be called Myanmar. They do try to meet up with Myanmar, and they eventually do. So yes, they now share a land border. Yay, more friends. But they are not friends. They're not enemies. They're just neutral with each other. They do explore quite a lot. I mean, conquer. What is wrong with my brain, bro? And these areas here, these areas are actually a little bit colder because mainly of the mountains that there's still, but still they can live in those parts. And no, the Pain Country is not colonizing this area. What will you be thinking with your life? So now there's gonna be this country here. This country, it doesn't like it that it's so smudged in between. So first, they're gonna expand their land area just by a little. And I mean a little, I mean let's say 12 Bhutans. No, not really 12. And then they will move their capital. Now they do need a major city, so they're gonna make one. Let me decrease my brush size. Their major city will be here. Hopefully this is major. And then they can move their capital there. And no, they don't have two capitals. What is wrong with you if you thought that? So yes, their capital city gets, the old capital city gets downgraded to a major city. Let me just look at the provinces map. Yes. So it gets downgraded to a major city, and the capital is just chilling over there. Okay, what am I doing? Let me get rid of this layer. Okay, and switch to this layer. Also, I have shown this cool effect a lot, but yes, this like shows the population around the world. Like, these areas are very populated. Then like these areas around the blue country, this area is very attracting because of mainly all the population and this province here. Okay, anyway, let's get rid of that and we will continue updating. So yes, you might already know what will happen. The Teal Country, the strongest country in the world now, will meet up with the border of the Pink Country. Also, they're gonna make a straight border treaty. Yes, the straight borders. Yay. So this country is allowed to take this much, and this Pink Country is only allowed to take this much. So yes, this country has a lot of influence. Not this country, the light blue country, the sky blue. Okay, so yes, they make this piece of deal, and just to look at spheres of influence, this country has okay, this here. So this country has a sphere influence of this much. Yeah, like this. They influence only this part of this country. Okay, so now another breakaway is gonna happen. You know, this country here, well, people don't like it that it just lost a war and they're supposed to be one of the strongest countries, and they're gonna get shredded up into a million pieces, and that looks this country here is split into two halves right now, and yes, they do not like it. So this country will make the first ever land purchase ever. They'll make the purchase from the slime country here. No, they're actually doing an exchange. So they will get this tiny little part. Also, I need to get the provinces map on. So yes, this does harm my little circle here, but no problem. Okay, let's get a better view. Yes, that looks good. My little circle, no, you can't do this to me. Okay, I have a solution to fix my circle problem. Okay, yes, that's an ellipsoid. And to fix that even more, I'm gonna make the province smaller. Okay, now let's just move this major city into the center. Yes, that looks good. Also, I'm moving the capital away. Okay, we can get rid of that. So yes, they do that exchange, and I'm gonna get this back for this amount of land in an exchange. Yes, this much. Only 2 provinces and they get an entire strip. Not fair, right? Also, whoa, what? Okay, why is this color darker than the original? Let's just fix that problem real quick. There we go. So yes, this orange country is very split apart, and if it wanted, it could have given this part away to this country in exchange for some money, but no, I guess it just wants to keep its population. So we had enough banging around here, and we'll still bang around here. Okay, whoa. I am on the... Okay, yes, I'm on the right layer. And I also like this new addition I added is this little strip here. Yeah, very funny. So now, these countries which just got released, they do have quite a lot of population in them. So they will expand from this all the way to this. Oh my god. This country here is now our first country which is within a couple of countries. Yeah, this country will have some serious problems in the future. So it's now going to actually make another land purchase from the red country. Now they are rivals, so they can't actually make the purchase, so they have to look somewhere else. And after going through the lime country, because they can't go through the red country, they're gonna ask the blue country for something. So the blue country, they'll buy some this land from them. Yeah, there's a lot of land purchases here today for some reason. So it will get this shoreline here. I'm gonna take the provinces. They'll only get 2 provinces because it won't be fair for the blue country if they took a lot. And in exchange for that, they give a lot of money to the blue country. Okay, so now we can get rid of this. So yes, this is a land purchase they made, and they're very spread out. Also, they share a border with the red country. That is awful. That is bad. But the border is very small, probably the smallest border. So the blue country will actually have a 1 kilometer split here to keep that in there. And the red country is understandably mad about this. Bro, let us get our stuff, bro. So now this country is split into 3, and it wants to change its capital. So its capital will go from this all the way up to here. Yes, it's right on the edge of this major city. Yeah, that province is so small, bro. Delete that. Yes, it's these are very I finally ruined some borders. Yay, there's so many exclaves. I love this. I love life right now. So yes, that's gonna be enough for here. There was a lot of stuff going on in here. Also, I'm gonna do something. No, I'm not gonna take all the major cities. Yes, yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna go back into Africa because something cool will happen here. There's gonna be a war Okay, not in Africa. Yes, it is gonna be in Africa. So this light blue country will declare war on the blue country, saying that it needs more sea access. The blue country is like, dude, you have almost the entire Mediterranean Sea, and you want more? Let's go to war. Understandably, the teal country will win in this, and they'll annex the country, almost the entirety of this part of the blue country. Let's just take our provinces. Yeah, they'll get so much land from that. They only leave this tiny little province here because everybody fled to it just to save the country. And save, I mean make this colony as big as hell. So now after the war, it will go from this to this. Oh my god. Okay, let me just fix this part here just to ruin it later. Yes, let's make it a panhandle for huge reasons. So the red country not liking this position here. Okay, I'm just gonna make this panhandle a lot more squarish. The red country not liking the position it is in will go from this to this. Oh my god, this border looks so beautiful. I'm gonna cry. Yes, this border looks so dang beautiful. Who is saying that this border looks awful, bro? That looks so dang god beautiful, bro. Bro, who? Okay, enough is enough. Let's go back. So yes, after that mischievous thing that happened, the red country will declare war on the blue country. Also, I need to take a look at the provinces. Yeah, they're all right. We'll declare war on the blue country. And they see this like little panhandle thing for our advantage to slice it in half. So yes, they do exactly that. And a lot of people are encircled in here. They slowly die out, but a big front flees to one spot to save this little part. So here's the peace treaty.